We're getting so excited to talk about Jacksonville Symphony's La Bohème at Jacksonville Center for the Performing Arts, April 29th through May 1st. And I've got Courtney Lewis, he's the music director, as well as Gregory Keller, Metropolitan Opera stage director. Thanks for having us today. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
Tell us, though, what makes La Bohème the Symphony's largest production of the season?
Well, usually we perform concerts, which is an orchestra sitting on stage. But an opera is an entirely different thing altogether. So we've built an enormous stage on top of the stage in Jacoby Symphony Hall for the singers to sing from. We have massive 30-feet screens which will have projections of sets on them. And we're also welcoming a cast from all over the world into town to sing with us for these couple of weeks. So it's an enormous production for us and really exciting.
So other than bringing in people from around the world, what else sets this specific show apart from, say, other renditions?
Well, I think it's interesting because Puccini's La Bohème is a masterpiece. It's one of the most frequently performed operas in the entire canon of operas, and we're going to take the opportunity here to present it in a slightly different way, to sort of update it and make it feel a little more fresh, to kind of blow the dust off it, so it feels fresh and relevant and fun for the audience.
What should the audience know then coming into this? I've never been to an opera, so I would be very excited to see this, but I don't know much about it. So what should audiences be aware of?
Well,
So take that one.
Well, it's a love story. It's a piece about four bohemians, a poet, a painter, a philosopher, and a musician, who are living their life in poverty in an attic in Paris, basically. Wow. And it's a love story between them and several girlfriends. But what Greg has done is taken it out of 1830s Paris and put it into New York in the 1970s. So this is the time of Andy Warhol, Jean-Michel Basquiat, Halston, a time that's very much in vogue in media at the moment.
Right.
And we see them in the East Village instead of Paris as artists. And then in Act 2, where there's a huge big party, instead of going to a bar in Paris, they go to Studio 54, the legendary nightclub. So this is very much updated, and it's very interesting to see how well the narrative arc of the opera works in that time period.
And you mentioned it being one of the most popular operas to be performed. I mean, why do you think that? It has been so well received globally. Well received, I should say.
In my mind, it is perfect. It is one of the most perfectly composed operas in the entire canon. There is not an extra bar of music. There's not a repeated line of text. Everything that's in there has been honed down by Puccini to the absolute artistic minimum, if that makes sense. So it's been distilled to this perfect little world, and it just flies. The minute the downbeat starts in Act 1 to the end of Act 4, it flows like a river, like a film, and you're taken along this journey where there's laughter, there's tears, there's happiness, there's tragedy, and it's an incredible journey to go on.
It's funny when you said perfect. I was going to say, okay, well, what makes it perfect? And you just described that so well. I could exactly see what you mean. It's more concise, but you get everything you need out of it, and nothing more. Well, it has been such a pleasure. Thank you both so much, and break a leg.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course. And if you'd like to see this segment again, just head to our website, firstcoastliving.net.